Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Table Talk. I'm the husband, Matt.
I'm the wife, Bernie, and today we're going to be talking about the 4 different Azuls and comparing them in our review of the games.
Okay.
And let's get started.
Alright, for starters, let's start with the first one.
The first Azul was the first of its kind to start with the mechanic of grabbing from a spot and then put the rest in the center.
Changing drafting.
Okay, there you go.
It's drafting in a new way.
Yes, they were the first to do that. Let's go over the boards.
So the boards are a nice, thick cardboard. You have your scoring track at the top. You have your bonuses, endgame bonuses at the bottom. You have your pattern you're trying to fill up and where you're going to put your tiles as you grab them.
The penalty at the bottom.
The penalty's at the bottom if you grab too much. And then on the back side, there's also pretty much the same thing, but a custom board where you can kind of come up with your own pattern as long as you follow certain rules.
Yes, so I like the cardboard. It's great material. I like to play with the preset patterns. I don't have to think where to put them. On the other side, you have to make sure you can't have duplicates in the columns or the rows. Makes it a little more difficult. If you want that challenge, go for it. We did it a few times. I don't really prefer it. What about you? How do you feel about that? You feel the same way?
Yeah.
Okay. That's all you have to say.
Yeah, I didn't know. I was just trying to think of something to add, and I didn't. It comes with the nice acrylic tiles, which we have the first player one here, and then all of the ones you're playing with throughout the game, each with their own color and pattern on it. Some of them don't have patterns. They all look like candy, more along the lines of Starburst.
Yes, I love them. It makes me want to eat some when I play this game, which is not good.
But they have all these, which is nice. Nice felt
little bag.
Nice bag. That's going to be in all of them. And then you have your cardboard blocks.
This is not cardboard, wood.
Yes, my
Wood.
bad. My bad.
Scoring token. You place it on the board. You obviously move it along. It's great. All the components are great quality. My complaint is if you accidentally knock the board, the score token will move, and
your all pattern was going to move. But pattern's easier than where your score marker was. And also the disc, which if you want more on how to play, go check out our how-to. But yeah, this is where you put the tiles to draft from.
And this cardboard, the whole moving issue, if you knock it, is fixed by an expansion with the plastic overlay where you can put the things in there and it won't get knocked around. So if you would like that option, just get the expansion and it'll fix that problem.
Yes. Just fast forwarding here, they have that particular expansion with the plastic overlay for this one as well as the third one. So I'm just throw that there.
Okay.
Also they have another one that adds jokers to this. Haven't played it yet.
Okay. And anything else we want to add, or we'll move on to the next one?
No, we'll play it yet.
Okay, so yeah, I really liked the first Azul.
Move on.
When it first came along, it was like, oh, this is such a great game. But as they came on with more Azul, I liked the last one the best. So we'll talk about more about that when we get to it.
Right. Also, she beats me a lot in this one.
Okay.
Just throwing that out there too.
I mean, I did tell you what my strategy was, and it did help get the scores a little closer together. So, I mean...
Still can't conquer the mountain.
Okay, but you still win occasionally. It's just, I told him my strategy of grabbing those tiles and doing with that. And, I mean, learn how to play, figure out what your preferred strategy is.
Yeah. Anyway, moving on to the second one, Stained Glass of Sintra.
Sintra, okay. This one comes with a little discard.
I think to discard your tiles as you use them.
The first one, we would just use the box lid. So this is nice. Once you run out of the tokens in the bag, you just dump it back in. I like this.
This one adds a communal board where everyone's score is kept track in the same place instead of individual boards. And it's made of a cardstock of sorts.
It's a nice cardstock, but it is flimsy. You can see it's kind of,
Yeah, well...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
This one, it has the same disc that you would draw from, but on the flip side, they have an player aids of sorts for colorblind people, where it has each symbol and color on it, as well as darkened places for like when you're drafting out of the center. Has a very similar drafting, or same drafting mechanic as the first game.
All right, and then this is same material, the cardboard, and this is your player board.
Yes.
And everybody's player board is different because of these guys.
Yes, because instead of everyone having the same board, it introduces the concept of a modular board, where you would shuffle these up at random, placing them
There's front
wherever,
and back.
and they're front and back. And then as you complete them, you're going to flip it over, complete it again, and then to complete the second time, you actually remove it from your board, which is definitely different. You also have these little meeple peoples that allow you, so when you place tiles, as you move forward, you place them here. You can't place on the left side of him until you take a turn to reset him to the first column, which is different. And it adds a variability that if I don't like things, I can let things go at least one more turn around
To try
the
to
table.
delay grabbing things.
Sometimes grabbing things might cause penalties.
Yeah. So I like this because it has more variability, replayability.
This is also double-sided because it adds, each side has its own different types of bonuses.
The thing for me is sometimes I forget to flip it, and I mean it tells you what's on the other side, so you kind of pre-plan. But sometimes when I fill it, I forget to flip it, and then like when I fill it again, I forget to take it off sometimes. So you're like planning, and then you're like, oh no, I'm already done with this piece. But I do like it.
Well, at least you can keep track of whether you complete it or not,
Yes.
because when you complete it, you add a tile to the bottom of the board here, which is for your bonuses.
And I mean, we can go into more detail if we ever make a how to play on this copy. These tokens are awesome. They're great quality. We're about to grab them. They're great quality tokens. These are translucent.
Translucent
And I love them.
and plastic opposed to the acrylic. They look more like Jolly Ranchers opposed to the Starburst. Still look like candy though.
Still candy.
Each of them have a little divot on it, and
With a different pattern.
the different patterns, so you can not just see but feel the different things going on for each of the colors. Also, in this one, I believe
This is the penalty.
there's the penalty track that is opposed to the first game where you get a penalty. If you get the penalty, you subtract points each round. This one is just a consecutive collection until the end of the game, and you just take the penalty all at one time.
Ooh, I also do like that down here it changes colors, like when you set up the game.
When you set up the game, you do put one of every color here. You mix them up and randomize it so that each round there is a bonus for a color.
And I like that you can change it, so it's always going to be different.
Creates some variability.
Yeah.
So, and that is the stained glass of Sintra.
Yeah.
We're
So
going-
I do like stained glass Central, but because of the pieces and the flipping of the other side, it is a little bit harder to plan. So I don't score as well in this game. Matt can actually beat
her.
me. Yeah.
This one.
Easier for you to beat me. I think you
Yeah.
win more often than I do in this one.
I don't know about more often, but it's definitely more of an, at least
More balanced.
in favor of me, if not, yeah, even wins.
Okay.
Anything else you'd like to say about this one?
I think that's everything. Did you got anything else?
No. This one's probably my favorite.
Okay. That one I think is my least favorite.
It's because you lose.
Maybe. Okay, so the next one, the Azul Summer Pavilion.
So, as I feel, each one seems to introduce a new mechanic of some
I
sort.
don't think I'll make it different, or else people wouldn't be interested.
I know. Or introduces something. The stained glass was modular.
Okay.
This one is.
So here is the communal score tracker. plus like a bonus token that you put in the center.
Which, yep. Yeah, because when you get a bonus for doing certain things, you get to pick things out of the center.
Okay.
The player boards are cardboard still, nice thick board, and you have different colors on one side. You have similar to the first one where the both side was blank. You can kind of customize the pattern a little bit.
Yeah, we haven't tried this side yet. No. Okay. The pieces are now diamond shaped, as you can see in the diagram in the pictures, and then still great quality pieces, still very pretty.
A nicer, taller tower for discards.
And then they also gave you a sticker for support on the bottom versus the other one is like a little cardboard that you put for support.
Right. I mean, it's support either way. And then the disc also still nice cardboard. They did take away the whole colorblind thing that they were doing that they did in the second one. Not sure why.
Every game has the bag. I like how they're all different colors. I don't know if you noticed that.
Oh no. No, I didn't mention, but yeah.
Yeah.
No,
every game has a bag.
Every bag is different color. It's really nice. This introduces the whole. I mean, I know
the reserve and the grab for later.
It's a couple things. The reserve. So each board has diamonds on the corner, so that you can reserve from one round to the next, up to 4, and then. This also introduces the concept of taking and paying in 2 different phases or 2 different actions kind of deal. Where the first 2 was like you take it, you immediately place on your board where you can. This one, everyone takes everything they want, and then once the centers or the drafting is over, then we take turns placing them and paying for what we want to play. So, for example, if I want to play this red 2, I need to discard 1 to pay for it, and the second one actually gets put on the board. For the 6, you need a total of 6 things to be played.
Hey, this one also is the first one to introduce the bonus stuff. You don't get bonus tokens.
This is true. In the first one, there's no bonus. Second one, you get bonuses for surrounding things, but it's the end game bonus on the bottom track.
Yeah, but not actual bonus tokens to fill in more.
No, this one is introduces the bonuses you get during play.
Yeah.
And those bonuses are, in this one, it's the
you choose from here
diamonds out of the center that you'll set up at random at the beginning. Also, each round on your round tracker here, there's a different color that will be a wild for the round, which is nice.
I mean, I like this game, how it's a nicer game in my opinion, because it's you grab to the side, you can more easily plan and place, and then you can reserve, so it's not as often that you can get penalized. Like if you plan really well, you can avoid getting penalized, and you have an extra 4 you can hold. Compared to the others, you grab and you immediately get penalized.
Speaking of penalties, there's no penalty track.
Oh yeah.
It's just straight. At the end of the round, you can reserve 4. Any additional ones are minus a point.
Okay, so what do you like about this game?
I think I like the whole adding bonuses during play. I don't care for the paying thing, but it's what it is. And I do like the fact that in the center they do have the one variable one where you just need 1 in every color. It doesn't have to be any particular pattern.
Okay, so my dislike...
Oh, and the jokers.
Okay. Oh, yes. My dislike for this game is you see these colors are set colors every round, every game. It's set colors. And my issue is I like some variability. So with my strategy, I'm always going for purple because purple is the most points. And I'm like, maybe I don't want to go for purple, but that's the strategy. I feel like I can win or score better with that strategy. So I wish we could change the colors up a bit and I could be going for a different color while still using the same strategy.
I agree with that. Like some variability. I mean, because this is double-sided and it's exactly the same on both sides. So yeah, one side definitely they could have changed something that maybe changed. Yeah. Well, I mean, I know that it kind of corresponds. The red being 6-round jokers, but the easiest to are the fewest points. opposed to the neutral one. But yeah,
Yeah.
it just kind of corresponds.
That's what my one complaint. Okay. So are we good with this one?
I think so.
All right, let's clean it back up.
All right, let me throw this back in here. Throw these back in here. And we'll go ahead and close it up.
Okay.
Moving on to the last Azul.
The last Azul, Queen's Garden, my favorite. It's also, in my opinion, the hardest. I think that might be why it's my favorite.
It is the most thinky and challenging one of the Azul line. And guess what?
Here is the Camino scoreboard. You have to assemble it at the beginning when you open the game. And I don't know, they must have heard my complaint or heard somebody complaining because
I think community just in general is like, I want variability.
Yes.
So they made it double-sided, but each side has its own little twist.
Yeah, different scoring. So I like this. This solved the problem from the Summer Pavilion issue. This is the card stock.
Yes. So more detail is these are your kind of in-game bonuses.
Or end-round.
End-round bonuses. And on one side, they're different here. And also this end-game bonus at the bottom is different from each side.
All right, so this is individual player boards. They do have a little color right here that says what color you are, but it's also on the back, which was interesting. So
it's definitely different, but they also downgraded everyone to the card stock for their player board.
Yeah.
But I understand because the modular bit comes back where you're going to be taking these guys. Well, you start with one of these, and then you'll be adding these expansions to your garden.
And these are cardboard.
These are cardboard, the same kind of cardboard as your player boards in the previous versions.
So you have two parts of your player board. So this is your like storage areas.
Right. Well, very similar to the pavilion where it was take then place. This one you can take or place, but then after placing stuff you can go back and take more.
Yeah, you can do it in whatever order you want, which gives you a little more control and like, oh, there's nothing good this round, let's place. Oh, there's something good this round, let's take.
Right, but I can see that because of that going back and forth element, they tried to balance it out by giving you a limited amount of space that you can hold at one time.
Yes.
Versus the last one was just take everything.
Yes, there was no limit, yeah.
Right. And then you have so you have like reserves for this, and then you have reserves for the tiles, which will be at the top. And as you can see, the tiles are now hexagons.
Yes.
And from squares to diamonds to hexagons.
Okay, so you want to grab this out?
Yeah.
Okay, so we do still have that discard container, which is
the
nice.
Discard tile. Tower.
Oh, we got jokers. Like the Summer Pavilion had jokers of different color, but this one's just jokers straight.
As a set joker tiles that everyone gets, and that's your bonus for completing things during game. That's your mid-game bonus.
Yes. And these tiles, they're nice. They look like candy. I don't know what candy, but
they're a little less like candy than the first two.
I don't know, but they still look great. Still great quality. I love the different patterns and things on there.
Which they also changed up, where in the previous games the patterns were there mostly just to differentiate for colorblind people or what have you. This one, the symbols on it actually mean something. In this case, it's both their point value and it's their cost, where once again, Summer Pavilion has like, I want to place this one here, it costs X. This one, its cost is based on the symbol. So for the bird, all bird tiles are going to cost you 2.
Well, and it's on the player board. Like they have the reference sheet and they'll tell you what's what. So I like that. I mean, they thought out this player board. They have everything on it. So that's good. My one complaint, I mean, I really like this game. This is my favorite game as of right now. But my one complaint is the color variability. Like you got dark green, you got light green, and then when you're looking and playing and grabbing, you think it's one color and it's not. And it's like, oh, you have dark purple, you have light purple, and I'm thinking like, we could have had red, we could have pink.
Orange.
Orange, you know, it would make it easier to distinguish the colors, to strategize and grab, because like, oh, I need a purple. That's not the right purple. Yeah, I didn't like that.
Right. No, it's a little bit harder to tell on these guys which in order to play these, same thing, you have to pay to play these based on whatever tile is printed on there. So you get a free tile out of it. Also, the penalties in this one is based on you just taking, essentially, if you want to take, when setting up the game, there's a reserve of these, and you can just pay 6 points to just take one at random. Basically.
That's not really penalty. That's playing, but like
yeah,
I think
paying for it, but
all the other penalties like immediate, and then Stained Glass has like end of game penalty, but this one is just end of game penalty. The other is like immediate penalty.
Oh yeah, this is the end game penalty unless you're using them to
but that's not penalty. That's payment.
True.
So so this one,
first player.
Oh yeah, and it has the first player penalty.
I mean, they all do.
They all do, yeah.
And the tokens for scoring.
So I'll go with the order of what I like the most. Obviously, the Azul Queen's Garden. My second favorite is the Azul Summer Pavilion. My third favorite is the first Azul, the basic Azul. And then my least favorite is the Azul Stained Glass of Sinatra. Wait.
Sintra.
Sintra. Oh my gosh.
It's fine.
Yes.
Fine.
And what is your order?
Probably I'd say the stained glass is my top. Then this one.
The Queen's Garden.
Then the first. Then Summer Pavilion.
Oh, Summer Pavilion is your least favorite.
I'll be honest. It's a close. There is like a very minute thing that separates the first and the third one for me.
Okay.
I think, like just sitting here thinking about it, I almost want to flip it. Like it's that close.
Okay. So maybe it's about the same.
Yeah, they're about
tied.
the same. I think it's that payment thing. It's sometimes if you just can't get the tiles you want, it's frustrating. Where at least in these two, the first two, you just collect and you place. You don't have to worry about whether I have enough to be able to put it on my board later, kind of deal. It's just like, oh, they're on my board. Great, I just need, okay, next round I'll need to collect more or whatever. And this is kind of the same thing with this one, that's my downfall for this one. The first one, my issue with it is I can't win.
Well, the first one has that reminiscent because it's the first and the oldest, and we played it the most compared to all of these other ones. So it's like that's why it's like
right. We need to go back to it. I want to go back to it because I mean at this point we buy the new one, we play the new one.
We should totally do like a tournament where we play all four and see who's the Azul champion.
Oh, 100%.
That sounds good. Like a future video.
Maybe we'll see how long that's gonna be. That might take several hours.
Maybe like it could be episode 1.
Oh, we already did a versus for the first one.
We can redo it.
Okay.
Because it's going to be the Azul champion, not our regular versus. But that sounds fun, and we may do like a how to play of the other Azuls in the future. We'll just see how that goes. Is there anything else you want to say?
No, not particularly. We're going to start picking this up.
Okay, well, thanks for watching our video today.
And please like and subscribe.
Bye-bye for now.
See you in the next one. Second one is
Stained Glass of Sinatra.
Sintra.
Oh, sorry.